Domhnall. I love watching Frank of Ireland, and I'm so surprised that it's like a family affair. Like, what was it like writing with Brienne, and how did you guys come up with the concept?
So it was myself and Brian and Michael Maloney, who I had written with previously and who I've known since I was in school. He's a fantastic writer. Brian's a fantastic writer. And we were just kind of knocking ideas around. Brian said we should do something funny. It kind of started there. And then we took a long time figuring out what kind of show we wanted it to be. We came up with the character of Frank, and for Brian to play Frank pretty early. That was kind of the first thing, was the character, and everything sort of grew from there. And so it took a long time. It took us like 5 years to get to set because it was our first time doing it. And then when Sharon Horgan came on board, the wonderful Sharon Horgan, and Clelia Mountford, who's absolutely fantastic, when the two of them came on board, things started moving quicker. And then we found a home at Channel 4 and with Amazon. And we were very lucky they supported us and got us to set. And I still can't quite believe that we got to make it.
That's amazing. That is quite a journey. I think inspiring for those of us who maybe wish to write something and are like, it's been so many years.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's the condensing of things, and I think for us as well, there was many different versions of the show, many different tones of the show. All we knew was we wanted it to be funny, and we wanted Frank front and center. But the tone that it's ended up being took us a long time to find. But I'm glad we took the time, I have to say.
Oh, I love that. Now, Frank is front and center, and it also is the case in Doofus's life. How did that dynamic evolve, and why does Doofus let Frank drag him along?
Well, it's funny. Are you in America at the moment?
Yes, I am in America.
So there's a whole thing in America, right? Like there's a thing about like the can-do sort of personality, and oftentimes that can be at the center of comedies over there. And I think a more heroic quality sometimes with some of the comedies, not in things like Always Sunny, but in some of the other comedies. Whereas in England and Ireland and Britain and stuff, you get like the kind like not the loser, but like the guy who isn't succeeding front and center, and I think that's who Frank is in a way. He thinks he's a hero, but he's not. He thinks things are probably going well, but could go better. And we know that they're not going very well. Doofus is just blind to it. Doofus looks at him and sees the coolest man in the world. We always said Frank behaves like a 13-year-old. Doofus behaves like a 9-year-old. So he's like when you were a kid, your older cousin was the coolest person in the world. You're like, I want to be like that. I think that person is cooler than the members of Oasis. I'm pretty sure. That's the way Doofus sees Frank. And that's why he's so happy to be allowed to be his friend, that he allows himself to be treated like crap, unfortunately. But then things come to a head and he starts behaving badly himself. So I think we gave him a shot.
You get a fun arc there. Yeah. I like that. Now, the cast, like all together, has such great chemistry that I really enjoy watching. Obviously, we know where you and Brian's comes from. But what was it like developing that chemistry with the cast?
It was amazing. We did not have a lot of time, but Brian kind of made a good point early on when we were talking about this, was that each person who came in brought something unexpected to the mix. And I think that's great because then you don't know what to expect to come back from the other side of the camera. And so it's actually a discovery. It's not like, okay, everything is planned this way and that's how it's going to go. It's a discovery. And those actors are all so wonderful. Sarah, Palm, Liz, Tom, Pat Short, like our dad. It is a wonderful group of actors. Wonderful group of actors. Shada came in at the end, and she was just wonderful. So we got super lucky with the cast, and all took it really seriously. Even though it's so stupid, took it really seriously. So blessed with that.
Yeah, I love that because I know that the idea of like playing it straight makes it funnier, right? Than pretending like, or not pretending, but really like acting like it's already a joke.
Exactly. They really did. And we saw so many wonderful actors in Ireland. We saw some of the best actors that Ireland has to offer. And so many could have done like a wonderful job. Just the particular flavor each of these incredible actors brought was just, we just looked out so much.
I love that. Now, you're, not only doing some writing, but also kind of like producing, right? And acting. Everything. What is it like juggling all those different hats on this first go round?
It was, it was a lot. It was a lot, and I was not prepared for it. I had done a show just previously. I had not done a lot of like television in my life. I'd done a show previously called Run that Vicky Jones was showrunner of, that she had written, and with Phoebe Waller-Bridge and Jenny and stuff, and like, you know, it was all these amazing people involved. But I had seen how much work it took to make something, and even having seen it, I couldn't have expected it. It was a lot. It was a lot. I was pretty tense, but I think the fact that it was funny helped. You know, it helped relieve some of that tension, and the fact that Brian was doing such a great job. So yeah, it was intense, but worth it by the end.
I love that. One of my favorite aspects of the show is that they're like musicians, but the music is either terrible or just not there. Like, I'm going to sing a song next scene. So how did you guys like insert those moments? And then like, did you have to try hard to make the music awkward?
Yes, we had to try hard. So Michael, one of the three writers on it, he is a wonderful musician, a wonderful writer of music. And he wrote a lot of the bad songs and wrote them brilliantly. And yeah, we had seen this thing on YouTube about John Dacre. Have you ever seen John Dacre on YouTube?
I have not.
Oh, he's very funny. He's the loveliest man. You can tell he's a really nice man. But there's a thing where he tried to sing That's Amore, and he forgot all the words. And we just laughed about it for so long. And I think maybe we took some inspiration from that in the show. There's nothing funnier than forgetting or more awful for the person, but funnier for the people in the crowd than somebody forgetting all the words.
Right.
That stage fright, there's nothing like it. Like forgetting your line in a play is the worst. So yeah, that's where we got that from. But Michael wrote a lot of the music in the show and did a wonderful job. And then some of the other music he wrote with friends of mine growing up, Rowan and Owen, and I had written music with them growing up. So yeah, we took it from everywhere.
That's so awesome. Now, I am, of course, a Star Wars fan. Who is not? I'm a Hux enjoyer. So I'd just like to know, is there any Star Wars property right now or series that you are most enjoying or looking forward to?
The only stuff that I've watched in the last year is comedy, essentially. So I went cold turkey on comedy for a good while in the lead up to the making of this, because you don't want to kind of cloud your vision or anything like that, or, you know, and because it's when you're that's what you're doing, it becomes work, sort of a thing, you know.
Right.
And then with the pandemic and just how serious it's been and difficult for everybody, comedy is where I've put my because, you know, my salvation has been some TV the last kind of a year. So I haven't actually seen much of the Star Wars stuff.
Oh, wow. Oh my goodness.
I know. So I can't say, but
one day you'll have to watch the Baby Yoda show.
Say again?
You'll have to watch the Baby Yoda show one day.
Baby Yoda's the Mandalorian one, right?
Yes, Mandalorian.
The Baby Yoda show yet? Has that happened?
I mean, that's what I'm going to call it. I think that's what it should be. Well, thank you so much. It was great to talk with you. And I cannot wait for everyone to see Frank of Ireland.
I hope they enjoy it. Thank you so much.